Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and does this sound like you?
Oh my god, Soldier, shoot the Pharah! Oh my god, Pharmacy is so OP! Pharah is such a bro.
Alright, okay, alright. We can all agree that Pharah is a semi-annoying here to try to take care of, but it's when she's paired up with Mercy, when those two get together, have their little slumber party, and just try to, ruin your fun, that becomes the most atrocious and most annoying thing to try to take care of, because that's the one thing everybody focuses on, alright? Not the Zenyatta, not the Tracer behind you, not the Doomfist flanking around, nothing. It's the Pharmacy, not even the payload, but hey, we didn't care about the payload beforehand. Why should we care about it now? All jokes aside though, Blizzard has been doing a fairly decent job whenever it comes to balancing heroes, whether it was Brigitte, or Sombra, or Doomfist, or even Mei. Mei's even received some changes, but there's been one hero that's been kind of ignored in the nerfs and buffs party for the past couple months, heck, even the past couple of years, and this is Pharah. And it was just recently talked about with Jeff Kaplan himself that they were looking into Pharah and looking to make some changes with Pharah, and that's about all that was said. And he also said that we would be seeing these changes soon, I'm assuming coming onto PTR. And I hope and pray that they do not release this on the day that I'm recording and uploading this video, because then it makes this video irrelevant. So if you're seeing this part of the commentary, then the changes haven't came out just yet. But the point that I'm trying to make with this video is really discuss Pharah and if she deserves a buff and or a nerf, because Pharah as a hero is very unique. She's the only hero in the game that can fly in the sky and also stay in the sky. Diva, Pharah, I guess technically Doomfist also with his ultimate, they can fly, but they cannot consistently stay off of the ground like Pharah can. And in some aspects, that could be very helpful with Pharah, and also leave her to be very vulnerable. And that's why I really wanted to talk about this, because people I feel like are going to be split with Pharah, thinking that she's very OP and deserves a nerf, or that she's kind of underrated and deserves somewhat of a buff. But my opinions on Pharah is super torn, especially being a console player. That just makes me extra torn on my opinion on Pharah, because in my honest opinion, by herself, she's very easy to take out. Now, obviously, I play a lot of Soldier. I've been playing a semi-decent amount of McCree. So whenever she's just flying the sky by herself, she's pretty much saying, hey, Soldier, shoot me. Right here, in my titties. But it's when she gains that pocket Mercy, when she has that cute little blonde hero right next to her, that's when she becomes very difficult to take out. And I think most people would agree with me when I say that she becomes OP at that point, because if you try to shoot the Mercy, you're gonna die because you're not shooting the Pharah that's shooting rockets right into your face. And if you try to shoot the Pharah, you're not gonna be able to because she's constantly moving and constantly gaining heals. And also, rockets are still coming at your face. Plus, on top of that, if Pharah is 50 meters away, 100 meters away, or 69,000 meters away, if she hits you directly with one rocket, you're still going to be taking 120 damage. Where if she's millions of miles away and you're trying to shoot her, your bullets are just going to tickle her, or you're just going to straight up miss. So this means that Pharah is similar like Junkrat, where she's just a spam hero, where she could either just get up close, very personal, just direct hit you real quick, or stand back far away and just kind of spam rockets at the Soldier, at the Zarya, at the Diva, at anyone she chooses. But as soon as she uses her ultimate, she becomes the easiest target to hit. We all know the meme, justice. She's not living from that. The reason why I keep going back and forth with myself in this argument is to show you why it's so hard to really balance Pharah. In some aspects, she's really easy. In some aspects, she's really hard. And that's why we really need to discuss, okay, well, what are the things that needs to change about her? Well, first, let's talk about buffs so that people that love Pharah aren't targeting this video saying, no, he just wants to nerf her. No, I love Pharah. Okay, she's one of my favorite. And I do think she deserves some buffs in some certain areas. The first idea that I have with Pharah, and some might say this is a nerf, but let me just explain it, but this is going to be to her primary form of fire, and this is going to give her rockets fall off damage. However, the closer you are to the enemy, you're going to be doing more damage than what you did previously, 120. So if you're like in tickle distance with a Soldier or a Roadhog, you're going to be doing like 150 compared to being like 300 meters away where you can only do like 60 damage per rocket, assuming that you have a direct hit. There's two reasons why I think this change will be good for Pharah and also everybody else, because you have to think about the other players on the field when dealing with Mercy and Pharmacy. The first being that this would influence Pharah players just get in the mix of the fight, really just get up close and personal with the enemy, because now they do extra damage, where beforehand, if they were just sitting back and just hoping and praying they get one lucky impact, they're going to be doing a whole lot less damage. But you guys also have to remember that you just can't get rid of the Pharmacy meta. Mercy is still going to be pocketing Pharah day in and day out, but what this means is that they can't just sit back and just kind of float around and hope that they get a lucky impact, now they have to get up close and personal with the enemy because, well, they do more damage, but that means that they're more vulnerable to Soldier, to McCree, to Zenyatta, including the Mercy. So if Pharah wants to maybe get her Mercy to come with her, well, she better hope that she doesn't die because they're going to be in a lot of dangerous situations. That's something that you constantly have to think about when thinking about nerfs and buffs to Pharah, is that you're not nerfing Mercy. She received enough nerfs already. You're not nerfing Pharmacy, you're nerfing Pharah. So if a nerf were to come to Pharah, isn't compensated for Pharmacy, or if she received a buff, is Pharmacy just going to go through the roof and make it completely OP? But if you think that wasn't a good idea, let's actually talk about buffing her ultimate, because I think we can all agree that Pharah is left so vulnerable, is probably the most vulnerable target in the game when she's locked in that state of action. When she uses the ultimate, she has no way of getting out. So I came up with 3 different options that I think would be a good idea for Pharah. I'm not saying all these have to be implemented, maybe just one of the 3, maybe 2 of the 3. But the first option that I came up with is simple. Give her the ability to cancel her ultimate, alright? Someone like Reaper and Pharah are not able to cancel their ultimates, but the difference between Reaper and Pharah is that Reaper is on the ground. He's not in the sky like Pharah, and Pharah is constantly having to be in the sky to get a good angle on being able to kill someone, just anybody. But if given the option to press right trigger or right mouse click when she's happy with the amount of kills that she's received, she'll be a lot more elusive at that point, because again, she's locked in a certain time period, and she's always gonna die. Like I said before, we all know the memes, justice for whereas the justice rates. Okay, I'm done. Actually, I'm dowdy. Bye. But another idea that I have for buffing Pharah's ultimate is allowing her to move throughout the map. When you use your ult, you're still able to use your right mouse or your right stick on the controller, but you're not able to use the left stick or the left keypads, the arrow keypads. So what if you were able to do this while using your ult? I'm not saying like, oh, I'm over here, then I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here. I'm not, that was too much. I'm not saying make her the most elusive target on the field, giving her 1,000 miles an hour wings, but what I'm saying is if she's able just to move a little bit, that means a bad soldier is not just going to be able to shoot her 3 times and rocket her and kill her. This is actually going to have soldiers or McCree's aim for a moving target. And the final idea that I have for Pharah's ultimate, assuming that we don't include the first 2 ideas, is allow Pharah's rockets to all come out at once in one giant explosion of damage. When you use your Pharah ultimate now, you're locked in for a duration of period, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage, assuming you do not get shot. But what if they were to buff the ult so that all the rockets would come out, still doing the same amount of damage as before, but now you're not left as vulnerable because it's like, boom, dropped all the rockets. We see this all the time with Overwatch ultimates, with Diva's nuke or Junkrat's tire, where it's just boom, job's done. So why is Pharah gonna potentially do a lot of damage, but is still left vulnerable to the point where she's not like 11 times out of 10 not gonna be able to pull off all that amount of damage? So that's why if you were to have like that boom, all those rockets come out, yeah, you pull off a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Where you could easily do that with a Junkrat tire or a Diva nuke. And those are just some ideas of buffs that we can do with Pharah to really compensate for Pharmacy, because that's the whole idea here. We're compensating for Pharmacy, but if we talk about buffs, then obviously Pharmacy and those buffs are going to make this hero an OP hero. We also need to talk about some nerfs for Pharah, and this can be also kind of hard because, again, the only OP aspect about Pharah is Pharmacy. So how do we make, in a sense, Mercy a suckier hero when paired up with Pharah? And the idea that I have here, and it might seem very naive, but it's going to be giving her less boost with her boost pack or a jump pack. Whenever you use your jetpack right away, you go high in the sky. Well, what if you were just to cut that by like maybe 1/6 of a height so you have less elevation? Because I feel like that's often a problem, is that they're far away and they're also high in the sky, where they could just be far away and not have an angle on you for her just to spam her rockets at you. But speaking of her rockets, which leads me into my second nerf idea for Pharah, and some people might actually like this idea, and this is getting rid of her splash damage entirely. So I compared Pharah to Junkrat earlier because they're both spammy heroes, but especially with Pharmacy, when she's receiving a damage boost and she's firing into a soldier and she gets splash damage with a rocket, that splash damage is going to be multiplied and you're still gonna die even though she's not accurate. Where if you get rid of splash damage altogether, altogether, now Pharah is having to be direct with her shots. So you're still gonna die, okay? You're still gonna die to direct hits, but why not give yourself a better chance by moving out of the rocket's way to live, because you're not going to receive any splash damage from that Pharah. In all reality, whether you buff or nerf Pharah, it's going to make people happy or angry. Why? Because, well, you're changing a hero. But in all reality, what we're having to do is compensate for pharmacy, because it's not like we can just nerf Mercy for Pharah's sake. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like if you're healing Pharah, you're going to heal her less. Why? That's racist. It's not racist, but you get what I'm trying to say. Oh, you're healing Pharah? Oh, well, now you're going to be giving less heals to this specific hero. But if you switch to Reinhardt, you'll be giving him, you know, then that makes Reinhardt more OP. You get what I'm trying to say. So we can't nerf Mercy, but we can compensate for pharmacy. And hopefully that was explained with all these buff and nerf ideas. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that we should buff Pharah? Do you think that we should nerf Pharah? Or do you think that she was... Just give me some ideas down below. I gave a few ideas that honestly might be viable to not only her toolkit, to her primary form of fire, to even how she navigates the map. Just let me know what you guys think. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.